hack. In this video, I will be talking about Shopify admin action and what they are, what will be their use case, and how you can integrate one in your Shopify app. With Shopify admin action, Shopify will allow you to add shortcut action in product page, collection page, customer page, and many other page to be able to let the user to execute an action using your Shopify app from the Shopify admin dashboard without going to your Shopify app UI. For example, in the product page, as you can see in the screen right now, you can, for example, have an action to be able to generate product description from the product page without going to your Shopify app, select the product and click on generate. You can easily do that just from the product page itself. Click on more action, select your Shopify app action, and after that, the Shopify store owner can click on the button there. There are many use cases for this Shopify admin action, but it will be depending on your Shopify functionality. So enough talking about what is Shopify admin action, and let's go back to the screen and build one. Awesome. So let's build a Shopify app with Shopify a Shopify admin action that will be in the product page, where someone can generate a unique checkout link to send to their customers so they can purchase a specific product. Also, one thing to note, we can build an extension only app, but this one it will be only for Shopify custom distribution, so it cannot be a public Shopify app. And I will be using, as usual, the Shopify template remix. So let's go to our editor. Let's cd to our Shopify dev environment and clone this project Shopify admin action, and let's cd into it and npm install. Awesome. So we have everything installed. So let's run npm run dev. So let's create, I will call it admin action demo. And let's click on P to install our app. That's great. So let's scale the server and run npm run Shopify app generate extension, and it will prompt us for a list of extensions that we can generate. So let's select admin action, and I will call it admin action. I will be using TypeScript and React, and this Shopify admin action can be in different Shopify page. I will give you the list, so we can just open up Visual Studio Code, and as you can see here in the extension folder, we have admin action, we have the local for translation, we have the source. This is a React application, and we can use the Shopify admin GraphQL directly there, as you can see right now. So we are creating the product and displaying the current product here. And if we go to Shopify.extension.toml file, you can see here we have the name that we are pulling up from the local. So in the English version, it will display admin action. In the French version, we can display different stuff. And we have the handle, which is admin action. So it direction to this one. The type is UI extension. And the target, so we can only specify one target for each admin extension, and currently we are targeting the product details page. As you can see here, we have different targets. For example, abandoned checkout detail page, catalog detail page, collection index page, company detail, customer index discount, draft order, gift card, order, product, and product variant detail page. So all of these targets we can use, but for this video we'll be using the default one, which is product details target. So that's great. Let's go back and run our server. So we can run the P and it will open up the UI extension dev console. So this one we can go to visit our app, and this one for the admin action. And when you click on it, it will choose a product and it will render the admin action there. As you can see here, this is the admin action. So we can close. If we click on more action, this is our action. And it's currently just getting the product title for the current selected product. So first of all, let's update the name, and I will call it generate checkout link. As you can see here, the name is currently generate checkout link. That's great. And let's go to the extension and add some logic there. So currently what is this one does, it just querying the selected product and getting the title. But for me, I would like to get a list of the variants. I will create a draft order that will have the invoice URL that we can use as the checkout link, so the customer or the Shopify store owner can generate a checkout link using a selected product and product variant, and they can send this link to the customer so the customer can complete the checkout. So first of all, let's get in the variant. So I will get the first like 10. Let's get in the ID and the title. That's great. Let's have product variant state. So currently we are fetching using the GraphQL admin API. And let's set the product variant. So we can do a select. And this accepts options. So let's first of all make sure that we update this one. So let's pull us from here. And this one accept option. So we can product variant, map them and return value and label. So that's great. And we have a label. So we currently have a select that will display the product variant with the value that will be the ID of the variant, and the labels will be the title for that variant. As you can see here, we don't have any ID there. Let's double check. So let's clean up the query and go back here and go back to our extension. Let's click on generate, and as you can see here, we are getting the current product title, which is GoPro mount, and the variant we have the default one, so this one doesn't have any variant, so that's great. So let's add a state handler to getting the selected or the current product variant. In this case, let's update it here. So current variant, it should be the first one, and on change we will get in the value and select it as selected variant. And let's display the selected variant. So we have the selected variant ID and we have the title, and currently we would like to generate a checkout link using the product variant ID. So we can go back to our GraphQL. It will be a mutation, so it will be create draft order, and we will create a draft order and the draft order have an input, so we can be passing the line item. This is what we be passing, so it will be an array, so can go here. We will be passing the variant ID, this is the most important one, and the quantity. So in our case it will be this one. This is the variant ID, and the quantity it will be an integer, so it will be 1. This is what we need, and let's get the draft order ID and the invoice URL. The invoice URL is like a checkout link for our case, and let's log the error if there is any, and field. So that's great. And the first issue, it will be we don't have access, so we need to add access scope to write draft order. So we can go back here, and in the scope add the draft order, and let's scale the server and run npm run Shopify app deploy to update our access scope. That's great, let's release it. So npm run dev, and this should prompt us to update our scope in app. So let's wait for it to run. Let's click on P and the app home. So let's update. So it's update. Let's click on G to open the GraphQL, and let's run this one again. We'll have another issue, which is this app is not approved to access the draft order. We need access to protected customer data in order to create a draft order. So we can go back to our partner account, go to the apps. For example, we have our app API access, protected customer data access, request access, and have the reason to use the protected customer data. And let's go back here and run it again, and we are creating the draft order, and we are getting the invoice URL, so we can just click on it, and as you can see, this is a checkout link. I will even open it in private windows so we can just see that in action. So this is the GoPro mount. That's great, this is what we are looking for. So let's just make it this as a variable, so variant ID and the quantity. It will be an integer, and this one, its variant ID, it's an ID. So let's copy this one, and first of all, instead of calling this mutation here, we can do this. So we can call it, because we have access to the admin GraphQL API from here, we can call it from here, but I will not. So I will create an API route in our Remix app, so we can see how we can connect our admin action with our Remix server. So let's go back to the app route, create a new folder. I will call it API.generate checkout link, and it will be route.tsx. So it will be, let's export action. So it will be an action that will have the request this type of request. And here, so we have the action handler. So let's go back to one of the default one, and I will import this authenticate from Shopify. And here, let's await authenticate the request. So it will be async authenticate.admin, and this one, it will return many things. So it will return the admin, which we can use to run the Shopify GraphQL or the REST admin API. And also we have the course one, because this one, it will be running from the Shopify admin extension. So we need to return the course and the JSON in this function according to the docs. And let's try to get the payload. So it will be await request JSON, variant ID, and the quantity. So let's check if they are. So in this case, let's add the catch. And here, run await. So it will be a const response await the admin and call the GraphQL API, and let's pass our mutation that we created before. So this one, and the second argument, it will be the variable. In this case, it will be variable, and we should just pass in the variant ID and the quantity. And let's close this function. That's great. So we are getting the data, and let's check if the data dot draft order dot create dot user length is 0, and we have the object there. So let's return course, and this one will wrap it for the JSON, and we will just pass checkout link, which will be data.invoice URL. And let's import the JSON, in this case from Remix node. So JSON from remix/node. So what this one does is authenticate our requests that are coming from the admin extension. We are getting the admin GraphQL back, and we are getting the payload from our body that will be passing in the admin action. And after that, we are creating a draft order using the GraphQL API, and we are passing the variable that we are passing from the admin extension. And after that, we are returning the JSON checkout link, wrapping it using this function that will ensure the course header are set correctly for the response. So let's go back here, and let's have a function that will handle generate checkout link. So what this one does, I will just copy this one. So instead of API from Shopify, it will be API slash generate checkout link. Let's double check. This is the route. So this is the one. And for the body, let's pass the variant ID, which is the selected variant, and the quantity. In this case, we didn't set it, but let's set it to 1. Let's have the quantity here also. So let's have quantity And let's have a text field here. Text field with the type of number, and let's convert it to string. And this one, let's get in the value and set the quantity. It will be parse float value. So let's pass it here, and after that check if the request is okay. If it's okay, let's get the data, and also let's set the checkout link. So if the data.checkout link is set, we set it in the state, and let's show it here. So if the checkout link is set, and one thing, href is not supported in the admin. This is so that's great. So we have the checkout link, we have all of this stuff, and let's set this one to our primary action, which is this one. So it will be generate checkout link. And let's go back to our UI console, click on the action to render it. And as you can see here, we have the current product, the selected variant, default variant. Let's set the quantity 5, and let's generate the checkout link. As you can see here, we have 5 GoPro mount, so the customer can complete the order here. So we can test this one, so we can go to another product. Let's say this one. Let's add a variant here, maybe. So that's maybe add a color, black. It's a metaphor, sorry. So we have 2 variants. Let's click on action. Let's select the beige one, click on generate, and here we can go to checkout and get this product with the beige variant selected. This can be useful. This is just to showcase how you can use Shopify admin action in your Shopify app, and also how you can connect your Shopify app admin extension with your app server. So that's it for this video. I hope you find it useful, and see you on the next video.